want them to do.
I understand. The main thing we're supposed to be is this, right? If it is hard for some people to say, yo, you know what, that man, yeah, TJ, our quarterback, and all the way have a play with position for him.
Everybody want to play forward. Everybody want to play forward. You see it,
I want to talk to, just to add to that point there. I'm going to ask Leela. Leela, when you start out, how your family did feel about you doing music?
Like the first time my mother heard me as an artist was when I put out my first song. And she heard that on her own by herself because I couldn't tell her, say, and I you with me I go. When I tell her, say, me I live country, come a town. So I had to just take it up on myself and say, all right, this is what I want to do. She's definitely not going to
big up, bro.
come from a place where nobody down there is a superstar. I had to use passion despite everything that was happening around me and decide, say, yo, this my love. So if it means I have to go sleep on the beach out of Jamnesia till daylight, forget a taxi, if I go back at the call center work, that's what I'm going to do. You know? And I just feel like naturally when you take passion and drive and everything and walk into what you're walking into, me believing in God, I just feel like all of the things are going to be adding.
And you work out. You're a boss now, mama.
I was a manager before I worked at YouTube. I was a manager for 10 years. I've managed some of the biggest artists in the world for years. Before I was a manager, I was in politics. Before I was in politics, I was a teacher. Before I was a teacher, I was in school. And there's something that I learned in every single one of those situations that led me to be an incredible manager. So when you talk about making the pathway to create more people that play the sideline positions, the reality is that everything you're doing is preparing you for what you're doing next.
See that.
So you have the responsibility to, no one can create a path for you. You have to take skills and understanding and learnings that you pull from everything that you do to get to where you want to. Amen. Absolutely.
Hello. Yes, my name is Lloyd Stanbury.
Yes, Lloyd!
This question is for you, Shaggy. Earlier you said iHeart Media has 0 reggae channels or reggae stations. What do you think we could do or should do to make that reggae presence on iHeart Media change to the point where we do have at least one?
Well, even if you look at Sirius XM right now, we only have one. I think the Bob Marley channel is the only channel we used to have. There's no online. Now, why them take the joint off? Simply because the amount of numbers. You know, everything boils down to analytics at the end of the day. I don't think what I heard their model is anything personal towards the culture. It really is boiled down to analytics and numbers, right? And a big organization like that, they have to have a market that is solid to support dancehall. People, I used to go into pissing contests with Ebro from Hot 97 and all of them when they play with dancehall, right? And right before what the show they used to call it? It's the dancehall, the reggae jam. What the show?
Bobby Connor's
Pan reggae team.
Oh, yeah,
and then add a tune and right after reggae team they must start playing. And I went through all of that with them, cussing and war, sure, you know my journey with them over and over again. And really, it's not because they just don't want to play your shit. It's really because the market isn't there. When they look at the number, they're making more. They're seeing more. Every dancehall selector right now in Brooklyn, where me know, in their set is a heavy Afrobeat set, right? So they're now changing over to it. Why they have to?
I did, man, Kelly, but me make sure I say it not there.
That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
So if you want to see the change, we have to make reggae become again bankable, that they can bank on doing expanding channels, right? Where you can move from a show to maybe remember back in our days, you know, you would have Bobby Condas and then you have Bobby Condas and Jabba. Remember when Bobby Condas and Jabba show them used to early, you know? No, I not the big lad night today. Right? Remember same thing on when Pat McKay used to be on BLS. It used to be early to the start, but late in the night, and that's what it is. Because the numbers start to reflect lower and lower and lower, and then just start going less. We have to do something culturally that is exciting to make the world stop and take notice and put us back in the game.
And I mean, if we look at Jamaica itself, and we have to be honest about that question, we have 33 radio stations. How many of them actually play 100% reggae? Right? No. One radio station that can edge 105 FM, but I'll take that one for myself. Right? So what we're looking at now is that we are in a space with 33 radio
tap up the screen.
stations.
Tap up
We're in a space with 33 radio stations, and we really only have 2. And if you talk about, when we talk about 50% and more, we're probably talking 4.
Friday.
But this is the land of reggae. And we have 33 radio stations. For the size of country where we have, the amount of radio station, and yet is 4 play 60% and more. And out of those 4, only 2 play 70% and more. And out of those 2, only 1. So it comes back to exactly what Shaggy was saying before, what TJ was saying before, what Lila was saying before, is that we have to put some value on our own culture within our own space. We've been waiting for, Shaggy, how long it take? If you were supposed to have gotten awards in Jamaica, you'd have come to the show then, don't it?
Well, Mr. Man, I really giant for the reward, because we can spend it more than the hours.
Alright. No, I know that. But at the end of the day, you would have wanted to be in a space where you can feel appreciated.
Well, everybody wants to be appreciated by their peers and within their culture. You know what I mean? And that is it. And we talk about the radio station. I had said years ago, in France, matter of fact, I think it's either 70%, I think it's 60 or 70% French music has to be played on our radio stations.
Yeah. Canada also.
In Canada.